ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here. We went for the first meeting of my attempted junta get-together, and there is a thing called New York City Junto now, Junto, and it's at nycjunto.com, and I'll be joining them and going to their get-togethers, which are the first Thursday of each month if you're in the New York City area. But the attempted junta I had met Jason. We went out for some drinks at a bar called the Thirsty Scholar, and I had my copy of Hitchens on Orwell, or what is it called? It's called Why Orwell Matters, and we happened to sit down next to a couple. The gentleman of the two being from Ireland, not Britain, Ireland specifically, and nor was it Scotland, whatever. He said he wasn't British. He's from Ireland or Scotland. And the lady from Ukraine. Married, live here in New York City. Now, we talked for several hours about Hitchens, but the most interesting thing that I got out of the conversation was his insistence, his utter insistence, that he's not British. And the bartender, who was also an immigrant from the Isles, was Irish or Scottish and definitely not British. And I said, look, buddy, I've seen a map of the area, okay? You're British. Sorry about that. And I said, how impossibly arrogant of you to think that the patch of soil you're born on matters. Doesn't matter. Where you're born couldn't possibly matter. Doesn't give you any more value. He didn't buy it. He basically thought I was racist for denying the importance of race, which is how topsy-turvy these things can be. He's an atheist, though. He's listened to everything of Hitchens that's on YouTube and online. He says so many times he's bored with it now, and he's waiting for new speeches to be available online. He asked if he should read it. I said I think it's worth the time. But to visit more closely his point, people who say that they are German, or their ancestors were German, or they're from Japanese and Korean mixed lineage or whatever. People who are worried about their lineage, what are they talking about? They're talking about a patch of soil somewhere on the earth that their genes came through from the ancient band of perhaps less than 1,000 people in Africa from whom we all evolved. And they think that the little patch of soil you're from, be it some scraggly jungle in Korea or the green rolling hills of southern England, or the frozen waste tundra, if you're an Eskimo, that's important to you, right? That is racism. That is saying that the area you come from is important. And that kind of an attitude is going to get you in trouble. Now, everyone thinks it's the first and foremost virtue today to recognize everybody's roots and where everybody comes from and their lineage and their cultural inheritance or something. But everybody thought it was the first virtue of everybody to want socialism. 100 years ago, everyone thought it was the first virtue of everyone to be a racist against blacks and think they were subhuman 200 years ago. Everybody thought it was the first virtue of everyone to look down on peasants 300 years ago. So today everyone thinks it's everyone's first virtue to recognize your race and your nationality and your cultural heritage. Well, my cultural heritage, I'll just let you know, ladies and gentlemen, comes from a little city-state in Greece called Athens. And I'm Native American. Born and raised in America, never been anywhere else, and don't you tell me I'm British or Dutch or something. I never even been there. I'm Native American and an inheritor of Greek society and culture and ideas and philosophy. So to hell with you racists out there who think that it's important where you're born. You have to do a little more to have some value and some importance in life, a little bit more, than to be born. And everyone says, my parents were this, my dad was that, they were from this area. Everybody's got parents. Don't go thinking you're important because you've got parents. Everybody's got a mother and a father. And there may be exceptions now, and they can do test tube babies and whatever. Fine. But that's not going to get you anything special. No. You don't get any special value because you were born on this patch of ground or because you had parents. So forget it. You've got to find some other value in your life. And those of you who are obsessed with where you came from and your lineage and stuff, and you've got books on this, and all I can say is you might as well shoot yourself. There's no reason to live if the only thing that's important about you is what the dead people before you were like when they were alive. So get off the racist shtick if you think that your roots are important. They're not. You need to do something else to obtain value in your life than be born.